It's not good.
I can relate for different reasons, but I can relate because when I wake up in the morning, I am sometimes so stiff and so sore that
Oh.
walking, even getting up and going to the little room I have to go to, it's like,
Well, I'm glad I'm not as
stay
old as
young.
you. I am so glad I'm not as old as you.
You should be glad.
I'm lying. I am lying. I am not I am not confessing my age ever
There
again.
you go.
I don't know. Hey, you
Just
know what I want
remember.
to hear more about? Hey everybody, we are live right now.
Happy
Oh,
Thanksgiving after Thanksgiving week, whatever.
yes, and we are tonight celebrating
Hey,
there's
Kristen.
Kristen. Hey Kristen. We're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the book. And I was telling the book launch, I was telling some of my friends today on the SOC Zoom, the Sign Out Card Zoom,
Mhm,
about Go Giver. Now,
mhm.
you probably know about this more than me. That was more than a year before it really took off.
It definitely was not it wasn't a quick start. But
Yeah,
over the course of the last how long has Go Giver been? Hey, Don. Two people are saying hi. They're
hi
Facebook users.
guys.
I have no idea who you are, but hi back. So this is Facebook user on our end. But the answer to your question is what's Go Giver came out in what, 09? Is that right? Or 08?
And
Do you
it's
remember?
23. Yeah,
Tw-
it
It's
takes a
23
long
now.
time.
It
I
sold
think
over 1 million copies, but it didn't happen the first year. So,
no, and they said they did big live events too, which we
mhm.
didn't do. So I think we've done rather well for independently published self. We didn't pay a big company to do the marketing. They had
Right,
actually a team of people. The
right.
Go Givers had a team of people. So I'm not. Oh, Kristen said, "What generation am I under you? Can you still see me?" I can see all generations. She's talking about Avon.
Right.
I'm not totally sure, Kristen, but I know it's probably fourth or fifth. But I can look afterward and send you a message.
I
Okay.
grew up I grew up Baptist, which I rule in the church I grew up in is wherever you find 4 Baptists, you'll usually find a 5th.
Oh, okay. Now, Dawn said indie publishing is a long tail game, which I
That's true.
we were talking this from the start anyway.
Right.
So that's why we
Absolutely.
continue to do everything that we are doing, because persistence has always worked for me in anything I've done,
Right.
truthfully.
You can't
So
control a lot of things, but you can control how consistent you are.
yeah,
Heard
yeah.
that
Where
somewhere.
have you heard that before?
Heard that somewhere.
Sorry. Oh, Kristen said, sorry, squirrel. Speaking of which, yeah, you know what? That's what's been funny over the year, I think, is all these little inside jokes we all have. There's Conway.
I get cyber stalked with squirrels now. I have people from all platforms posting squirrels now.
You know,
Thank you.
that all started because we were doing this on a show and you just were randomly telling me about your squirrel situation
Right.
on the ranch, about the squirrel and the way you said it was just so funny that it just took off. That
So
was really funny.
you're basically saying it's my own damn fault.
Yeah. If the squirrel fits, right?
If the squirrel fits, wait a minute. You can't wear a squirrel. They are
Uh,
tasty though. My
Jeannie,
grandmother
Jeannie
used to
Porter
cook
said hi.
squirrels.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hey, Jeannie.
Oh, Don, you know what? I will post in the group that clip of Jeff saying the little story about the squirrel thing. You will die laughing because you're so animated when you were talking about the squirrel. That's what's funny.
Well, the
You were
squirrel's
animated.
mean. He gets out on the front porch at the ranch and he'll sit there and he'll bark. And if I'm not out there, he'll come up to the door. He'll look and he gets his head like this. Goes,
See, all you have to do is mention squirrel and you get animated.
and then we started calling the squirrel Conway because of my Conway Twitty joke.
Yes. See that? Well, the squirrel needed a name.
That's true. Hey, something I need to tell you that you're going to be excited about because you like it when I start singing about stuff.
Oh.
Like last year in December, every week I sang some sort of a Christmas song as we went along.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the new book, in the audio book,
You sing.
I sing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. I
It
think
just,
you were discussing that and like you were including me in that conversation and
and I wanted your opinion back. You never said anything.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet because I've been naughty. I don't even know what to say. My work-life balance for years was work and life was up here, and it's gone like this a little bit. So, what can I tell you?
Hey, I see Kim's there. Kim Throckmorton. Hey, Kim. Sorry for your family's loss. I've been watching that. So, and same thing about Bib. Bib, sorry for your family loss there too.
I think yeah, I think Bibbs are up in West Virginia tonight because yeah,
I know he posted something. So,
yeah.
and there are people saying hi to us. It says Facebook user. If we haven't already gotten you by name, put your name out there, and we'll say hi to you in person, like Kim did. Kim knew we would know from Kim T that it was Kim Throckmorton.
Yeah,
She's
and
a cool
sometimes
lady.
StreamYard sometimes lets you approve it so we see your name, and sometimes we just don't see it for whatever reason. Oh, Maureen de Gregory's on. Yay. And Penny, she was on the Zoom this
Hey,
afternoon. Kristen said, speaking about the audio, I need to get your book. 2 questions. How do I buy? And 2, how do I listen? So can you say about the Audible?
sure. Now, the easiest way to get it, Kristen, is to go on Amazon, and it gives you the choices about whether you want it in paperback, in ebook, or in Audible, and just click on the Audible, and then you can buy it there. And you can either buy the book on Audible outright, or you can if you join Audible though, if you join that, they will give you 2 books for free, so you can actually get hours for free if you do it that way. As a matter of fact, if you will. What I'll do is, if Lisa, help me remember this tonight, Christian, when we get off the show, I will post a special link in the chat, and it'll tell you, okay, if you go do on that link, they'll give you, said the lady with blue hair, for free, and you'll get an Audible membership. I do their annual membership. It's not much. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's less than $100 a year, but I get 12 books, and I'm always into books on something. So, but that's one way to do it. On the audiobook is exclusive on Audible. We don't have it on any other platform. The paperback and the ebook version, it's everywhere. Every retailer you can do, it's there.
Okay, Kristen, now I want to tell you a little bit of the story of the audio.
Kristen, hold on. This is going to be something.
Okay, so Mr. West, when we were talking about doing the Audible, because our good buddy Doug Crow said you need to do the Audible, it's the fastest growing medium as far as softcover, hardcover, Kindle, it's Audible. So we decided to do it, and Mr. West came to me and said, sorry, I call you Mr. West. Mr. West came to me and said,
I would have been happy for you to call me Mr. West during that time. You were calling me a lot of stuff, but Mr. West was not one of them. Hi, Kristen. How'd you know?
well, and this was let's put this in perspective too. This was a year ago. I
True.
knew you relatively well because we talked all that time doing the book.
Right.
However, you're still right. I still had a giant, well, and I guess I do, a giant level of admiration for your accomplishments. Right. So I didn't want to let you down. So anyway, right. Oh.
No, making me blush. I counted it. So.
That wasn't this kind of situation. What are you doing?
I know.
Okay. Anyway, so I didn't want to mess it up. But anyway, you said at the beginning, I want you to read the book because after all, it's the lady with the blue hair. So I was thinking, okay, well, how bad could this, how hard could this be? I can read. I'll open the book and read it. So I thought that's what it was about until we talked about it. You said it's more like acting. And I'm like, acting? I wouldn't even, when we did the play here, I refused to step in when they needed someone just to read lines, not even in the play, just to read lines, because I just have a thing about it. So anyway, fast forward a little bit. Then I decided, well, let's man up and put on our big girl panties. So I recorded chapter 1 and sent it to you, thinking, well, he'll critique it or whatever. And as the good teacher you are, you sent back yourself reading it because you said that's when you told me it needed to be acted a little more. So you sent back an example.
Right.
And that's when I realized that with that voice, we had to figure out a way to both do it because you have that voice. Yeah. Right.
Oh.
Woo. Like if you were singing on stage when you do karaoke, do all the women throw their underwear at you or something? No.
Uh, no, because if I'm doing karaoke, the only time I've done karaoke in the last 20 years, my wife's been there too. So no, they don't
Oh,
throw their
well,
underwear.
yeah, no, that would be wildly inappropriate, right? Wildly. Right. So anyway, your voice is such a good one for that I said, well, we've got to do this together. That would be crazy. So you were kind enough to do all the splitting up and everything. So then we go to record it, and it was a solid week. I mean, we were sitting there many hours a day. I was not doing well. I didn't think you were being very good, but you said, you know what, to make it easier, I'll be on the headphones. Matter of fact, I've got them here. The headphones.
Yep.
I'll be on the headphones so you can hear me, and you'll be able to see me on Zoom. So like motivation, and then I'll record on the laptop. Okay, and I had a microphone and stuff, and then but the thing I think we all didn't count on, which you didn't know about, I knew, but I'm not that coachable, really, really. So right, so by Thursday, I mean,
No way.
even by Tuesday, I was like, every once in a while, I'm doing my thing, and you're being really good about it, really even tempered, and you'd be like, say that line again, a little more enthusiasm or whatever else you were saying. Read that last word again, or something, and I'm doing it. But in my mind, I'm like building up heat, right?
Your temperature was rising.
And every once in a while, I'm looking at you on the camera, and I went,
You did. Sometimes it would come up like this too, out of the bottom of the screen and go back down.
so
I wish I had
every-
videoed that, Lisa. Oh gosh, that would have been so hilarious.
Oh, and then of course it got to the day, and I think that was Thursday afternoon or something. And I'm not even going to talk about the two times that I absolutely melted down. I was like a 6-year-old. Oh my Lord, I can't believe I did that. Anyway, so like Thursday, right? I actually, and I can't believe I did this even still. I'm embarrassed. I actually told you a very, very bad word and hung up on you. And you text me. I couldn't even believe that you didn't text me something bad back. You very patiently text me back and said, let's regroup and meet back here in an hour. And unknown to you at the time, I sat on my bed because I was recording in the closet, and I sat on my bed.
I'm sorry,
Something
just saw Don King's comment.
nice. Thanks,
Pretty
Don. That's
much, Don.
very
That's
helpful.
pretty much what she said to me.
Very helpful. Right. Yeah. That is actually exactly what I said to him. Anyway, I was embarrassed. I mean, I was so mad though. And I sat there on my bed for the whole hour calling you everything but fit to live. And I say to myself, I don't care if he finishes this or not. I don't care what he does with it. He can record it himself. I don't even care what he does anymore. This is it. I'm not doing it. For one straight hour, I sat there cussing and swearing and crying and every other thing. And at the end of the hour, somehow I dragged myself back in the closet and called back up. And somehow you talked me into finishing it, and we did. And the part that, I mean, to your credit, really, really, because that was totally my fault. I was being a 6-year-old, and the next day you messaged
My
me.
6-year-olds didn't know words like that. Actually, one of them did. I'll tell you a story about Whitney later.
So the next day, that whole drama happened. The next day, we did get it done, thanks to you, not thanks to me. And the next day, you messaged me and said, "Can you meet me on Zoom quick?" And I thought, that SOB, he's gonna want me to re-record something. I'm like, and I started in with the whole thing in my head again. I was talking bad about you, and then when we got on the Zoom, you had changed the background on the Zoom to a horse's behind. And you were so nice. You took the blame, and it wasn't you. It was me. I just was so far out of my depth, and evidently I can't act like a grown-up when I'm out of my depth.
Well, you've never really give yourself a break on that. You were totally, you had zero experience this. And so we were taking you from 0 to 60 pretty quickly. And it's the same thing when you're working with new people on your team, working with new salespeople. Sometimes they're going to get frustrated. And if you get frustrated with them back and you don't control your own emotions, like I had to, I guess, during that. But well, anyway, I won't go back in there. But it's about, sometimes you just have to you have to be patient with them and help them through it. And that's what we did in your case. You and I pulled it off. So
no, that's awesome.
I have to, Kristen said, okay, moving on to the pumpkin pie thing, something we need to know. Now, Kristen, it's just my favorite Thanksgiving dessert, pumpkin pie. So,
and I say pumpkin. How did you know that? I say pumpkin.
I think everybody says pumpkin.
Oh, I don't say pumpkin. I say pumpkin. Pumpkin.
If I'm in my author voice, I say pumpkin. If I'm in my redneck voice, I say pumpkin.
Janelle said, oh, yeah, they do. After teaching for 19 years, I have learned some 6-year-olds are not angelic. Oh.
Well, I have to tell this story. Whitney, my youngest daughter, when she was probably 3, 4, 5 years old, I don't think she was in school yet. I think she was still in too young for school. The neighbor kids were having fun at her expense, quite frankly, and they were doing that rhyming game, Hannah, Bobana, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did it with Chuck. And of course, if you do the Chuck, something's going to rhyme with Chuck later in the little rhyme. And when Whitney was a little toddler and did that, everybody was going, oh, you're going to be in so much trouble. She was in tears.
Oh.
And I got home that evening and they were telling me about it. And she was still kind of in tears. And I said, I got her up my lap and said, hey, baby, I said, did you know that was a word you weren't supposed to say? And she said, no. I said, then you're not in any trouble at all. You're not. Don't worry about it. But let's don't say that word anymore, okay? She said, okay, Daddy. That Sunday, we go to church, and she was so young that during the service, the kids stay in the kids department. It was, she wasn't like a baby in diapers. She was a toddler and could talk. So 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it was. But anyway, after service, I go pick her up back there. One of my friends from church said, I need to talk to you. Take that serious look. I need to talk to you. I said, okay. And he said, Jeff, Whitney said a bad word in church. And I said, what did she say? And she said the F word. I said, oh no. I said, Martin, tell me exactly what she said. And he said, she came up to me and she tugged on his arm and he said, yes, Whitney. She said, Mr. Martin? He said, yes, Whitney. She says, I'm not allowed to say anymore. And I looked at him and I didn't smile or anything. I said, well, Martin, she's not. And I turned around and walked away.
Oh, that's good.
An absolutely true story.
Well, that was
I'm going to have to put that in a book someday.
And hey, look at Ty Shee from Yonkers is on. I've got
Ty.
Support
Happy
right
Thanksgiving,
here,
Ty.
Congratulations. There we go. Yeah, he showed me this port. This is good. Yep. Yay. So yeah, out of the mouth of babes, that's what Janelle said. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But that was a whole the stories that we've had over this year, I think have been interesting, the whole process.
So what's changed in your life this year?
Everything, right? Everything. I think I've passed the anniversary in September where I went blue.
Right.
Yeah. I thought crazily I wanted to have it a little longer because of the AI me. The AI generated me with long hair was gorgeous, but no, I already don't like that. I'm too thin. It's not poofy enough when it's right. Yeah.
When you do those AI pictures of you or me, we're kind of hot.
Yeah.
I remember when you first did them, when Lisa first put together the AI stuff and she was doing pictures like that, she sent me several. And I said, don't let my kids see a picture like that.
You vetoed like 60 of them and you allowed like 5.
And I call them my kids, and they are my daughters, but they're in their 30s. And
I'm going to put them older. Up again, the AI us pictures.
I wonder if I've got to stop telling my daughter's age. They don't seem to be bothered by it. One of them's 40, one of them's 36, but they're still my kids.
They're not bothered. Well, yeah, that's where I'm staying though. I'm not getting older than that. So no, matter of fact, somebody the other day asked me if I wanted the senior discount, and I called her the B word.
Not me. I tell them I want it.
No, they can keep their 10 cents. I want to pretend I'm 40. That's worth more to me than the 10-cent discount or whatever it was. I'm like, no.
It's like when I don't care where I go. I said, you have a senior discount everywhere I go. I've become one of those old men. I've become one of those. I just wonder, I don't wear my pants up to here now.
You sure you don't?
You'll never know. Nobody ever sees me except for here up. So who would know?
Oh, you'll be playing bingo next. Careful. Or you already did.
Don't play. Janelle, when it says, when am I going to start singing Christmas songs again? I might sing one or two. Last year it was kind of a special thing we did, and I might do it. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, that's going to be Jeff next. Get off my lawn down there in the villages, right?
I love the villages. Hey,
AARP.
Well, I don't do AARP. I do what's the other one? AMAC.
No, okay, I don't know. Oh, I bet you I know why too, but that's fine. Yeah, that's
politics
awesome.
On this show.
No, we don't do that. No, because of social media, we do not do that. The other thing we wanted to mention, of course, is how grateful we are about our medals so that we have, and we've got a third that they don't happen to do medals, but it's another award. 3 is pretty significant.
Yeah, it's a significant
for an indie
thing.
book. Don't you think?
It's huge. A couple of those, they kind of specialize. Well, I say that American Indie Excellence Awards, that they're really specializing in independent publishing. But yeah, I have somebody put yay AMAC. It's probably Kim Throckmorton. Kim, was that you? Anyway, I totally lost track of
the awards and stuff, for those of you who are also doing books, because I know a lot of people are into that right now, doing books. Like Easter Day is coming out with a book. I don't mean to call him his last name, but we do that to each other. But we applied for, or I say we, you took charge and applied for those. So it is something you have to apply for. They'll just not be bestowed on you out of the blue. But isn't that really how all of this has been? You know what I mean? Everything, people just don't find you in marketing. They don't just find you. As a matter of fact, most everybody knows I do Avon, and I've done it for years. When I got used in their corporate stuff, it wasn't because they randomly found me in the roles of the number of people. At the time, there were 450,000 of us. It's because I stood on a little stool out here in Ware in the cow pasture, going, "Hey, I got a story you might like over here," over and over and over and over again. So I think, and the award thing is the same thing. You know, you applied for them, and that's how. There was a lot of competition, though, so it's not like it's less worthy over it.
Especially with Axiom. Axiom's the biggest one that we won, and it's a worldwide competition. And the thing with book awards, and not everybody knows this, even if you're going through traditional publishing instead of indie publishing, it's still the same way. The book has to be entered into the award by the publisher. In this case, I was the publisher on ours, so I entered the book in the contest. Even if it's the Pulitzer Prize, you still have to enter it. You have to pay the fee and enter for the award. But the judging can get really crazy, really good. And that makes the award worth more. As far as, I don't know, it's good publicity for the book, and it's certainly good publicity for you and I, but it just feels good to have it be recognized.
And yeah, you're going for the good feeling. I'm happy because of the marketing. Every time something happens, it's another good reason to let people know what we're doing. I'm still, I actually have sent out cards every day, all for the last year and a half, every day to people. And every time we have something happen, I just adjust the card so it has all 3 things. And it's just another reason to get the name out there. Because like Scott said, you can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do.
Absolutely. And I think next week, don't hold me to this, But next week we may be able to start inviting people into the lunch group for Streetwise to Saleswise.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you to you for the fact that you've done such a great job with the graphics and been so helpful to us. Lisa, we just appreciate that so much.
Well, the thing that you don't understand is that to me, it's experience. I mean, the
Right.
two of you have way more experience than me. The only way that I'm going to get the new experiences and the experience is to uh, somehow uh, weave my way into
Right.
into your project, and hopefully, yeah. Because on the call the other day we had with Bob and Kathy, unfortunately, I got free coaching out of that as well, right at the beginning there.
Yeah.
But because of course, Bob sold millions of books.
Yep. And
So,
he sells, he's constantly, he's been promoting stuff every day for who knows how many years. And
yeah,
so it's like that. And also Bob has been really good about getting books into corporations. And like when Streetwise to Saleswise comes out, the very first endorsement on it is Andy Glob, who is the Senior Vice President, Director of U.S.
excuse
Sales.
me.
Bless you. Director of Sales U.S. for Aflac.
Oh,
And
nice.
the way I work the storyline in there, that's going to be a good book in that industry. And so that's part of it too. And you and I should make a plan about trying to work Blue Hair into every direct sales company, because it's so appropriate. It's the right message there. People need it. So it's great.
And the bulk purchases really help
Right.
get
Right.
more people know what you're doing.
Yep.
Absolutely. I think for some reason, I think it's a little bit harder, but that just may be me, to get into direct sellers, because there's this industry thing in direct sales about, like they don't want you to be exposed to another company. So I know, and I don't understand it myself, but because it's not true, for
Right.
one thing, but they kind of tend to be bubbled uh, separately, and I don't know why that's true.
Well, I'm about to have someone start soliciting speaking engagements again for me, and I'm going to be going after that group. And if I get them, I'm going to tell them we're a package, and that
Oh,
we'll
that'd
both be
be
there.
awesome.
Yeah, so
That'd
I'll
be
do that.
awesome. Yeah,
And
and I'll
Bob,
try not to have a meltdown after not speaking for so long.
you're
No,
doing
that's
this to me on the side of the stage.
no, I really like doing that though. And you haven't even seen me do any yet. So I think you might get a kick out of it. I'm not
I'm,
sure.
I'm sure I would. I'm sure I
Yeah.
would. Hey,
I can
question.
go ahead.
How long do you want to? How long do we want to run the sale on the book? Because we started the book. We dropped the price of the book for sale for everybody
The
for
first
Thanksgiving
time
week.
ever.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was just tonight. After
uh,
tonight, we weren't
we
gonna.
we can turn it back off to the normal price after tonight. I did not think to send something out to all of my list on my
Oh,
email list, and so I was thinking if you wanted to, we'd extend it a period of time.
okay.
I'm perfectly fine with that. We could even extend it all the way up to Christmas if you'd like. I don't care. And
Oh,
then we start pushing out material promoting the fact that it's on sale for Christmas, that kind of thing. So it's up to you.
oh. Well, that's a good idea. How
Yeah.
about till, I don't know, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments what you think. This is the first time we've ever reduced the price. And
Right.
we were at what, 22.95, I think?
Right. We dropped it to 16.95 to help everybody.
16.95. And this is the first time in the whole time. So a year and something, we have
Right.
stayed at the 22.95. And now we're at the 16.95. So no, it's a great time to get it for gifts and stuff for sure.
Right.
I have a system for that via send out cards, he said. Scott
You
said, yeah.
know, in the new book, I actually used the phrase "send out cards" in it a couple of times on purpose.
Yeah,
I
I thought
love
that was
that. I
neat.
love the concept.
Yeah, that's unbelievable system they got over there. I can't believe I've been doing that for 15 years. That's been a
Janelle
long
said
time
run
too.
it through December 20th.
Janelle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Janelle's one of the top people in my Avon team. She's doing
then
really
I
well.
think she gets a definite vote.
She's she's not my first either, sadly. She's like way down too. But that's all right. I love them equally. I
Yes,
love
you do.
everybody
You
equally.
talk fondly of them.
I talk
That
fun.
sounded like I was saying fondling, and I wasn't saying that. I was saying you talk very
Only
fondly of
you,
them.
only
Well,
you.
I got tickled. Was it you or was it somebody else? I was. oh gosh, they were talking about how two words that were side by side in a book and they were reading the line, but then when they realized what they came together and made, it was an issue. And so they had to figure out another way to do it. I'm
Oh,
drawing a blank on who it was. Hey, you said Scott Easterday is writing a book. Is it
he's
Scott? Are
got
you
it.
writing a full-fledged book, or is
He's
it?
in an anthology that I'm in, and he's also
Okay,
doing his own book. So he's
okay,
doing, you know what he's doing? The same, I would say the same principle that I do about having stuff coming down your pipeline as far as
sure,
marketing. So, like, I
sure,
have actually two books lined up that just aren't out yet, and I'm not pushing them to come out sooner. One of them is an
right,
anthology book. That's the first coming. I think they're still looking for spots in it, is why it's not out yet. I haven't
right,
said anything to them, even though I signed up for that about a year ago, because I still am fully entrenched in the blue hair promotion,
right,
and I know that's going to take a little bit of the attention away.
right.
Um,
Well,
yeah, and he's brainstorming a third idea. You know what it is? That group we belong to, that networking mentoring group out in Colorado, Achieve,
right.
they
Okay.
are big into seven. They want you to identify seven streams of income. And I
Well,
love
that's
that.
way
I
better
love
than
that.
one.
Streams. What'd you say?
That's way better than one.
Right. Well, and anything's better than one, right? Yeah. So capitalizing on everything that you have, that's what we've been doing all along too.
Speaking of books, let's promote Don's book. Everybody, Donnell
Mm.
King is one of our friends, and he's out here tonight. Don King, and he's got a book that if you haven't read it yet, I'm going to encourage you to get it. It's a parable. It's called the Way of the 3-Year-Old Why, and it's a great book. I read an early copy of it a couple of months ago. Good book. It's a good story. It'll touch you. So, and I like
Yeah,
books
Don
like that.
said thank you. Don, do you mind putting the link to your book down
Yeah,
in
do
there?
that,
Or
Don.
I think it's Amazon too, right? It's on Kindle
Do that.
too. But I think the link would be awesome.
Right.
A great author wrote the foreword. That would be Mr. West.
You're very kind.
And both of the groups, the Go Giver Alliance
Mhm.
and Achieve, um, I I really encourage people to look into stuff like that because
Absolutely.
both are very supportive, and you feel like you need to keep up with them. That's
Right.
how I feel. You know what I mean? I can't just be sitting here not doing nothing and keep up with y'all.
Right.
So yeah, Don put the link, the URL in the comments. So and matter of fact, Don, if you don't mind, post that in the group too.
Yeah.
That way everybody can
Please
see it if
feel
they're
welcome
not going to
to.
be on the call.
And anybody who wants to, one of the things that I will recommend to you in a heartbeat, if you're wanting to write books, you're wanting to write your own full book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, is go to johndavidmann.com, man with two N's, johndavidmann.com, and get at least sign up on his list and get his free book called How to Write Good, or at least Gooder. I love the title, but he is the master at writing, in my opinion. He's my favorite author by far, and he's got a writing course, and it's a year-long course. I've been taking it, and it's if it's something that's within your budget and it's something you want to get good at, that will be money you'll be glad you spent there. And I mean,
Yeah,
it's not an expensive thing. I mean, he's worth every penny he gets. So
and you know what? It's that's the same thing that I'm not sure if that's why you joined the Go Giver, but to me, being around all of these other people who have all of these other projects and all of these connections that are doing, matter of fact, we're going to have a guest thanks to you, Noemi,
mhm.
from where is she from?
Cyprus, and she's gonna have
Cyprus.
to. It'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning there when she's on the show.
She books people on podcasts. I think that's
Yeah,
brilliant. But so
yeah,
somewhere in one of the networks, you could almost find somebody that does anything that you need to do to get a project done.
right,
So not only do you get inspiration, but you get all of these resources that you can tap into, and it keeps you on the move, keeps you going. So I don't know about you, but when I get to, you know, I don't want to say in the dumpster or stuck because I don't like to think about it that way. But
right,
when I need a fire, I can go on the group call or go call somebody in the group, either one of the groups,
right,
and really get inspired. Like we were talking, that was yesterday morning, we were talking on the Go Giver Success Alliance. You only have to be in there a few minutes and see how much everybody's getting done. to sit there and go, well, you know what, I need to step this up a little bit. Yeah, I think that's helpful.
The absolute blessings. Excuse me. I must need some more coffee.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
The blessings we've gotten from that group have just been huge. It's just been huge, and it's because it's Bob Berg and Kathy Tate. They facilitate it. They put it together, and what happens is it's attended by people across the world, literally internationally, and everybody is always looking at, okay, what can I do? What can I do to help somebody else in there? It's a very unique group. And I would encourage every one of you, if you've got, especially if you're building your direct sales business or you're building any kind of a sales career, whatever, by all means, at least go check it out. Try it for a month. They've got like a money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you can always drop it. But try it for a month and see, because I think you'll find it's very much worth your time.
Look into, even more than one group, but one at a time, probably.
Right.
And then, because now Peg Duchesne's on. Hey, Peg, joining from my car. Her and I are now really good friends. And I met her in the Go-Giver Success Alliance. I like going on trips with her. We like being roommates and buddies. And we talk on FaceTime all the time. So, I mean, you just end up making new friends that are ambitious. I like the level of ambitious everybody is. And you don't run into that everywhere. I think you have to seek that out. If you're an ambitious person, you have to seek out other ambitious people to hang around with. That way everybody keeps everybody going. So, yes.
By the way, speaking of that particular topic, one of our other friends, Jenny Bellinger, I saw she posted something about she's doing something on next Wednesday, where if someone wants to attend it, she's going to have a bunch of podcast people there that can
nice.
Make me some contacts for people if you're looking for that.
Well, that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah.
All right, we got to go. It's already.
Yeah, we got to go. It's time. And we still don't. I know you usually bring this up, and I'll bring it up because I can. We're at like 69 still, or 70.
71.
71 Amazon reviews, which is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But we dearly, dearly would love to be over 100. So if you have the book and read it and enjoyed it and feel so moved, we would be so grateful if you would post an Amazon review, because it means the world to us to get over the 100 to start with, because we can get more credibility and the book in more people's hands that way.
Yep. And what Lisa and I try to do is excuse me, my throat's going crazy tonight. What we try to do is a thank you. When you do that, is I'll take a screenshot of your review, put it out in social media, and we'll tag you and thank you for the fact that you did that. So it's our way of trying to be grateful. I don't know if it means as much to everybody out there as it does to me, but I love it when you guys post your reviews. I really do.
Well, thank you very much. And we will put this up. If you ever want to see any of the past shows, if you go to saidthelady.com and scroll down past the endorsements wheel, you'll find links to every interview and every show we've done. And it's a long, extensive list. So
we've been out there. So
get a kick out of it and go back to the beginning when he and I didn't know each other that well. It's funny.
Yeah, you can even find the December episodes of this show last year. And you can, if you want to hear me sing and you don't want to wait to see if I'll do it this year, you can hear it there. So.
Oh, Don said, that's a good point, Don. Don't mention that you know us personally in your Amazon review, because sometimes they disallow the review. I didn't know that. That's funny.
All right, everybody. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Yes, love you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.